happy Wednesday and welcome back to my channel. I do crafting, thrifting, upcycling, crocheting, and just all kinds of creating on this channel, so if that sounds like something you would like, please stick around. So today we're gonna do a fun upcycling DIY canvas craft. I have had these canvases for a while, and there's things that I made. This one is so funny. This is like a garbage canvas, so every time I would paint stuff, I would just like use the extra paint on this canvas because I was like, oh, that's kind of a fun idea and it'll turn into art. And it turned into this, which is art, I guess, but I hate it. It's horrible. So we're gonna change this into something else. And then I have this canvas. I used Sharpies to draw, and it's like all my favorite Taylor Swift lyrics, which is adorable, but I don't need this and I'm not gonna use it to decorate my house looking like it is. So we're going to upcycle these two canvases into some more minimal modern art that I've been seeing on Pinterest. So here are some of the images that are going to inspire today's DIY. So I've been seeing these canvases that have really simple embroidery art on them. So sometimes they'll just be white, sometimes they'll have a little splash of color behind the embroidery, but it's a canvas that has embroidered art on top of it. I think that's adorable, and I love the way the ones with the plants look, these ones especially. I'd really like to turn these two canvases into something like that. And how we're gonna do that is I have some spray paint. So I'm gonna stop me right there. Okay, so some mistakes were made while doing this DIY. So the canvas, obviously, when I tried to paint it white, it didn't work. You could see the brush strokes and you could see the previous art through. So then I had the great idea to use black spray paint to paint it black, and then I would just stitch with a white thread or something like that. Well, it didn't work. The black spray paint just made it cakey and gross and horrible. So I decided to completely switch around the idea and turn the canvas inside out. But this required me to completely backtrack and take all the paint off of the canvas that I just painted. So a lot of time was spent doing that. I did it, so now you don't have to do it. So now you know how not to do it. So don't paint your canvas, just turn it inside out, and then it will turn out wonderfully and not disastrously. And unfortunately, this caused the unfortunate demise of the Taylor Swift quote canvas, because time is money and I didn't have enough time to just sit there and scrape paint off of a canvas. I had things to do, papers to write, songs to sing, so we had to abandon that, and we'll use that frame for another project in the future. But I really hope this turns out. I honestly don't know, so we're gonna find out if it turns out, and if it does, we're gonna have some really cute modern art for our homes. Okay, let's get into the DIY. Okay, we're watching Robin Hood, having a good time. So now that I know that painting the canvases doesn't exactly work, it just makes them kind of thick and weird, and I don't like it, we're gonna do something else. So I'm gonna try to turn this canvas inside out so that we have this showing instead of this. Will it work? I don't know. Let's find out. So my plan is to use the canvas like this and the frame like this over the canvas, and then we're going to stitch a design on the canvas, a simple design. I might paint this frame with a little bit of paint mixed with water to kind of create a stain, and then we're gonna have a cute little art piece made out of a ruined canvas. It's a little bit of upcycling, a little bit of elbow grease, but this is what you do when you want to make stuff, but you A, don't want to spend money, and you B, can't leave the house because there's a foot of snow outside of your house. So as you saw, inside of the canvas is this really cool frame that has like this raised edge, and it's just honestly so cute. So I'm going to make a faux wood stain because I don't have any wood stain. So I'm going to paint it, and I'm going to be mixing brown paint and maybe some white paint and some water. And by adding all these three things, we're gonna kind of create a faux wood stain for the frame. Oh, that's so gross. I didn't shake it up. And then because I want it to be like a light wood stain color, I'm just gonna add a little bit. Oh, we're just having a disaster. Then I'm gonna put a little bit of white in the middle, and then I'm going to mix it together. Add some water to this to make it more watery, and then I'm gonna paint it on. So instead of putting more paint on my paintbrush when I need more, I'm just going to put water on my paintbrush to help stretch it out and make it really thin and almost like a stain on the wood. Once you have the whole thing covered in a thin coat, get even more water and just go over the whole thing. And you can get a napkin to dab up the extra water and just basically water down the entire coat of paint that you put on. When you're done, you'll have something that looks like this, and you've got a nice faux wood stain. Alright, so now we have our faux wood stained little frame. Here's what the original looked like. This is from my other canvas. I did not save the actual canvas part because it was just not salvageable, guys. The paint mess was too much, but I'm saving this for another project. But we have this beautiful frame that we've stained, and now we have our canvas. So this is what it looks like. I got most of the black paint off, but a lot of it's still here. It's fine, I'll vacuum when I'm done with this. So this is the side that we want. Oh, that looks so cute. Okay, so I ironed the canvas, it looks beautiful. So now what I'm gonna do is lay it out here and lay out my frame and decide which side I want to be the top, the front, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to hot glue it on, and I'm going to make sure that I stretch it so that it's tight. So now we're going to start our embroidery. So of course for embroidery you need a needle and thread, and I separated my embroidery floss into 3 strands. It's usually made up of 6 strands, so I just separated it in half. So each thread I'm using is made up of 3 strands, and I got a large needle with a sharp point, and I started from the back with a knot on the end of my thread, came up, went back down, and then just continued this pattern to make the outline of a shape. So I'm just embroidering the shape of a jar, and then I did like a little water outline, and now I'm gonna do some stems coming down. And it's honestly very therapeutic to stitch through canvas and make sure you know exactly where you want your needle to go before you go through the canvas, because it does make a hole. Also, I'm making sure to go under the stitches for the jar and the water when the stem would go under the water, just to make it look more, I don't know, I think it gives it a little something. Also, something you can do to help is if you know where you want your stitches to go, you can like pre-make the holes, and that will help you get your stitches right. Now I want one that goes like this. So I'm going to draw out the shape that I want it to take. I'm skipping a little space here because I want the leaf from this one to come over top. Okay, so I want to have these having little leaves come off, so I'm going to use this green for that because I think it'll add something to the picture. So this is the design that I'm going for. It's just really simple. I just did a jar, and then I did a line to show the base of the jar, and then this to represent water in the jar. And then I did 2 stems, and I did these little leaves here, and I'm just gonna make sure to offset them to make it look symmetrical. So for this stem, I'm gonna have short leaves here and then longer leaves coming off here to just show this little leafy plant chilling in the water. And the thread color that I decided to use really matches our wood color now, so I think that looks really cool. So we're almost done with this little DIY upcycle, and this looks incredible compared to what it looked like before of something like this. Not good. So yeah, this is so cute, and I'm really excited to display this in my house. So if I'd kept the canvas for the other one, I would do another one, but I just ripped it up because I just couldn't handle scraping off the paint anymore. It was too much. So also, I don't know about you guys, but I find embroidery just really relaxing. It's just so nice to just embroider stuff. I don't know. I like it. It can be a little time consuming, but most craft projects are time consuming, you know, and they're all awesome. So sometimes it's good to just sit down and take the time to do something well. I have a lot of stressful stuff going on with my school assignments and things like that, so I'm really just taking right now to just work on this DIY and just take a little bit of time to relax. And also, this week I am not watching any TV. I am watching YouTube, which I guess defeats the purpose kind of, but the purpose is just to kind of stop myself from mindlessly turning on TV. And so if I watch some YouTube while I'm working on this project, that is fine. But I was like streaming shows just while I was doing everything, just kind of mindlessly, and that's what I really wanted to stop doing. So we're not watching TV, we're just sitting here embroidering. And I'm rambling. I think it looks really, really sweet, and it would be so cute to do these like themed as like herbs for a kitchen or something like that. I just think that would be adorable. So this is how it turned out, and I'm really happy with how it looks, and I think it's really, really simple and definitely something that I will use to decorate my house, and I would definitely like to make another one in the future. So it was a win despite the, the copious amount of time I spent scraping black paint off of a canvas that did not need it. Yeah, I'm glad that we've made it and it looks good. And here's the finished product. What do you guys think? I think it looks so cute. Thank you so much for joining me today. I think the canvas turned out pretty cute. Obviously, they could have been a little bit less complicated if you just started out with white canvases. Anywho, I hope you all are having an amazing week, and I will see you next Wednesday for another video. Bye, guys. A catchphrase when I introduce myself. I always say happy Wednesday, but I think I need a catchphrase. Should I try to catchphrase? We do DIY, I do DIY, thrifting, and crafting videos here. I like to do DIY, thrifting, crocheting, crafting, basically just creating here on this channel. So if you like to make stuff, that was kind of good. That's weird. Maybe I'll put that in, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna go paint these. Okay, time to get a painting. His bangs are giving me a run for my money. Check out these green tights.
You know, you should really teach Gisborne.
This is hilarious.
I no sooner enter his castle. You should feed them, Gisborne, they'll work better. With the compliments of your royal brother, King.